Well, a little bit of a project. New plants to sink in. That straight line's going to now start to curve and bow between the rocks and the mulch. Plenty of soil to supplement. Because, yeah, it's what we work with around here. Already moved that hosta. It's a matter of not piercing sprinkler lines. Put the proper soil in there. And away we go. The request is to pull this bed out a good amount, maybe a foot or more. It's just kind of cluttered. And then I'll sweep it around, marry it right back into this point by this light. And between the stones and mulch, we're going to be doing edging, but not today. Today it's about the plants, poking around, seeing what we got. All right, allergies be damned, fatigue be darned. Let's get to it. So I got a mix of the two types of soil and a little bit of native. I'll stir all that up, take it back out, get the plant in, get the plant a good 2 inches of the good stuff below, rough up the roots because you're pulling it out of a plastic bucket, and in it goes. I packed it on the right, but you can see I wanted to show the roots, how I kind of scratch them up, point them out. Then they'll grow into the new soil. Otherwise, they like to stay root bound because it's how it was trained in the bucket. And just like that, it's in. You can kind of see the idea and what's going to start happening with the stones versus the mulch. Again, edging will be done. You see the plant leans back a little bit up high, but look from the stem to the tag. Straight up. The rest will straighten out on its own accord. A couple more to go. That part's done. At the next one, of course, look what I found. But I've been learning. Dug the hole with this until I found them, instead of the shovel and giving myself another project. So yeah, the plant's going to go there because it's where the plant's going to go. Not on top of those. Soil's going to go there first, but it'll be fine. All right, as you can see, I made my mix and re-excavated to the left. A couple inches of soil in the base, big holes, because it needs drainage as much as it needs the right soil to grow roots. Yeah, these can be pretty hardy, but give them the good stuff, they'll be real good. 2 or 3 to go. 35 minutes later, we're in. A little discretion to have this one a little further out just because of the fireplace. You're starting to see the idea of the undulations between the stone and the mulch, and we're going to do edging. The stone's going to be raised to keep the mulch out of there. You can see everything's in. That's a little raised because, again, you saw the clay underneath. You don't want to dig these to bottom level. What you'd rather do is raise the bed around it some. You're not planting a tree, so see how it comes. See, I already started my edge here out front. Yeah, it's going to sweep nicely. In fact, it may just be what this bed needs to make it pop a little more. All right, I would say that came out good. Again, a lot of alterations to be done because it's got to be cleaned up, remulched, restoned, edged with the plastic edging. And we'll revisit this. Curve is sweeping nicely. I'm already to the midway point. So how am I making this curve work? Well, you have a bay window. Okay. So as I cut with the shovel, my eye is constantly there. So as I move, I keep peeking up at that. So I keep that center pane as my center point. It's almost like putting a stick in the ground and sweeping with a rope. Yeah, the eye is good enough. This is the absolute simplest. Cut the line, then I partition them every few feet. You just get on your knees and just slide underneath it, like so. And you just end up with this. And away you go. Then on to the next. Difficult one-handed here. Maybe you just get it. And away it goes. Our plants are in. Just a rough guesstimate as to how those stones and mulch will go. Hey, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a lot neater, cleaner, straighter. In due time, everything's in. And edging. As you can see, it came out quite nice. Nice sweeping curve. Right to the end. Let's see how that's roughed up. I want to show you something. A little trick. Put your foot in and walk and drag. I'm using the right side of my sole. Look at that. As opposed to where I didn't do it yet. There you have it. It's a final little trick. I like to pull some of the existing mulch into the void since it's autumn. We're not mulching till spring. You don't want it bare and looking out of place. Also don't want to rob too much mulch from the plants since they need that for the winter. I think they came out good. See what they think. Could be a minor alteration. Typically is something quick. Yeah, you can see how this is coming together nice. Once we get those lines nice and sharp, get the edging in, remulch, restone, it's going to look really sharp. As you can see with the path, part of the idea was not to just be straight. A little creativity never hurts. And yeah, it's going to come out nice. Well, it appears that's what they decided, so that's what we'll do. Dig a trench and put in edging. Dug a trench, giving us leeway. Obviously it's going to be a little neater than that, but you get the general idea. I was actually able to talk them into winding along the path and highlighting the path. So, and then what I do is let the trees grow and clip them accordingly. So you're basically creating a winding path. So plenty of room to move it around and then tack it into place and fill it all in. It's coming along. As you go, I like to just do little spots, tightening it up just to hold it in place. And then you can manipulate as you go, a little at a time. Oh yeah, that's nice. Almost like we knew what we were doing. That came out really well. That'll do it on this job.